Like, whoa, you did a fucking whole row. Like, that's fucking wild. I only need fucking 8 whole rows for the whole winter.
So you're an eighth of the way done for the year.
Well, I already had 5 rows, but somehow and dude, it took, I don't even know how many times I've fucking done wood to get 5 rows. And somehow today I just fucking murdered it. I just had tunes going, I think. I had tunes going and I was just fucking vibing solo and I didn't load the gator. I just straight up from the pile, I just walked it and to stack it, walk to stack, walk to stack. Just never stopped. I feel like I'm
Fire.
definitely getting in better shape. I think that today was one of those days that like I realized that I was definitely getting in better shape.
I like to hear that. That makes me happy to hear. So with that, why don't we let the intro roll and get into a podcast?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh.
And doing it now.
Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce you to Shedtime. What is Shedtime, you ask? Well, it's code for the consumption of cannabis, but it's much more than that. Shedtime's a state of mind. It's art, it's music, it's cryptocurrency, technology, it's food, it's vaping. It can be whatever you want it to be, as long as you're not letting the bastards get you down, not being a dick, and making it fun. When you're in the shed, it's whatever your mind allows you to create. So now let's get to the Shedtime podcast.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. That felt like a damn good clap, and it better have been because I've just spent a lot of my day doing a lot of clapping. As the listeners will know from the title, I got to go to the Hiayaa tour stop here in Boston. Nigel Ng, better known to many people in the internet world as Uncle Roger, got to go see his live stand-up show this evening or this afternoon. And it's been an adventure, boys. It was quite the ordeal getting to and from, but it was all worth it. And at the end of the day, what do we try to remind people? But it's not about the destination, it's about the journey. And it was a fucking journey, let me tell you. Like, oh man. I left my house at like noon for a show that started at 3:30. And damn, the Dynavap got me. So, yeah, I left and it was raining. So, of course, that makes driving obviously a little bit of a hassle sometimes. And I'd say halfway up the highway, it just kind of slowed to a crawl, and we did maybe 20 the whole rest of the way up to the subway station I was going to. So that just like doubled that driving time. All right, no big deal. We get to the subway, hop on the subway, find out that in about 4 stops, we have to get off the subway and take a bus. They're shuttling people and skipping over 2 whole stations on that line. All right, fine. So obviously we get on there, we do that. We get back on the subway just to go one more stop to get off again where we need to be. Start walking up to where the venue is, and thankfully I thought ahead, and I stopped at my dispensary. I scooped up a couple of pre-rolls. I figured, all right, you're gonna have to smoke in this situation. You can't vap. So I picked up a couple pre-rolls, a couple that a lot of my coworkers had been raving about. It was a lemon cherry gelato, boys.
Ooh.
That sounds tasty.
It was exactly as tasty as it sounds. And that was even impressive to me because the company who grew this weed, they're like a more budget friendly brand. So like, a Budweiser compared to a craft beer. So like nothing against this company because clearly they do some good work. But I don't normally mess with them because it's pretty hit or miss, Some stuff is just fine. But this was a hit. So we get up to the venue and we pull out the joints. We kind of do a lap around the building, basically, to smoke the joint. When we got to the building, there was no line. By the time we made that lap smoking a joint, all of 7-8 minutes, there was about 10 or 15 people already in line. All right, cool. Well, by this point, the weather had changed. The rain had already been moved out. But what we were getting were 20 to 35 mile an hour sustained winds. So, dude, it's like 40 degrees with these sustained winds just beating the shit out of you.
Being a little bit damp.
While you're standing out in line. So, yeah, like we stood there for a solid 25 or 30 minutes before we could get in the door because obviously they started letting people in late. But once we got in, man, we got up. We had mezzanine seats. So like first level balcony, not the high balcony.
Okay.
But we were row D. So what's that? 4? Yeah. Yep. 4 rows back and almost dead center. So
yeah, good seats.
Dude,
like
the way that the theater was set up, it felt like if I were on the floor, I might have been in row M, row, T, something like that, right? So like I really wasn't that far away at all. I could see facial features and everything perfectly clear. Fantastic seats. And of course, because it's filming for their stand-up special, it was a little bit extra. So like there were a couple of moments where they had to do reshoots. And so we basically had to fake the situation. So like
you hadn't heard the joke yet?
Well, so even weirder, right? We had to fake the entire intro. So he comes out, he does the whole first opening set as Uncle Roger, and fucking amazing. If anybody listening has an opportunity to get tickets to this tour before it's over, coming through your area, I highly recommend it. That first 20-25 minutes is all Uncle Roger, and it's nothing but crowd interaction the whole time. There's like 2, maybe 3 full on like set up to punchline jokes, but for the most of it, it's all ad-libbed crowd interaction. Yeah. Blowing these clouds. I'm watching James over here. But yeah, it was all crowd interaction. And so he's literally just like talking to random people in the audience and then fucking with them based on what they do. Like some kids said
like what they do for work. Like he'd be like, oh, hey,
whatever it was, right?
Like,
so like some kid said he was a student and his major was history and something else. And he's like, oh, so you want to work at McDonald's? You know what I mean? Like he was asking about like obviously being an Asian comedian. He's asking about any Asians in the crowd, asking about where some of these people were from, stuff like that. And at one point, one of these people was from Malaysia, which is where he's originally from. And he asked what town or what city and what neighborhood. And when the person responded what neighborhood, he was like, no, that's a shithole. That's like the Dorchester of Malaysia. And for those who don't know, Dorchester is like the worst ghetto I have in Boston right now.
So like he's done some research and that's why he probably said that, right?
Oh, 100%. You know, when he showed up, he was like, what's the shittiest part of town? And someone was like, Dorchester. And he was like, bet. I'm using that as my my punchline. So like, yeah, great. And then of course, like he does this whole set. He gets to the close. He goes, he walks off. They tell you it's going to be a 5-minute intermission, right? And then all of a sudden he comes back out and he says, wait. We have to do a reshoot. So we had to reshoot the intro because the intro music, he knows they can't license. They can't afford it. So they had to use some just bullshit, bogus ass intro music in order to like, know that they'll pass copyrights. All right. So we do that. So we had to fake like he had just come out for the first time. Cool. All right. But then, yeah, we actually had to fake react to a joke we had literally just heard minutes before. So that way, because he had ended the show on a joke that may likely be unacceptable for the publishing network that's going to put this this special out. And so they were like, why don't we get a just an actual closing of the set with that last joke? And so he tells that joke all over again, so that way he can just close the set with it. So it was a little weird. But then of course Nigel comes out and does the whole like other 30-minute set or so as Nigel. And it's pretty cool because obviously, good comedians, he's making callbacks to earlier from the Roger set. He's still, poking fun at some of those same people. But in the end, man, really fantastic show.
Sounds
Definitely
like a
worth
good show,
seeing.
dude.
If you're a fan of any Uncle Roger videos, you'll definitely laugh. And of course, I'm a huge fan of Nigel in general. I watch the Hiayaa podcast religiously now every week, and it's fantastic. I had to go ahead and buy the hoodie, so I got myself a King of Flavor MSG hoodie.
Nice.
Yeah. Had to do it. It's a dope hoodie. So now I get to look like a giant walking MSG packet. Which was a little awkward going home, because on the subway in the cities that we were going through, there are large Asian communities, and if they don't know what this is actually a reference to, they're just looking at this white person with an MSG hoodie, like, what is wrong with this person? Why are they obsessed with MSG?
I'm down with the cause, bro.
I looked at my wife. I was like, I wonder if they're thinking, can they sprinkle us on something?
Dude, I didn't have as quite eventful as a day as you, but I did decide to do a live build stream earlier today.
Sick. What'd you build?
And I got the where is it? Which one is it in? It's in this one. Hold on, let me.
Of course, our listeners have already seen it by now.
Yeah, if you guys were in the live, shout outs to you. I built the old Taita X, which is a Boro bridge from this company called Beepion or whatever. They're the guys that did that beeper AIO and like that beeper pod device thing a little while ago. But I've seen a few people do videos on it. I think Grim did a stream on it, and he seemed to have like, not the best time with it. So I was like, well, shit, let me do a build and see what kind of experience I have with it. I will say there are some things about it that were kind of like, like the posts on it are kind of weird because they have like these Phillips screws on them that are supposed to capture your leads, but on one side of the lead, it's got like this cutout for like you to slide your lead into. But like when you go to tighten the screw down, if your lead's not super like wide, it just pushes it out into like that little channel, and then it doesn't capture your lead. So it's like kind of pointless. It does help like being able to get your coil in underneath the actual lead, but like other than that, it was kind of stupid. But anyways, ended up getting it built, getting it wicked. Not too bad as far as like wicking it and goes. Vapes nice, dude. It's a little restricted, but flavor's nice on it. Airflow smooth. I don't have an issue with it. But then after I got this done, I went and re-wicked 3 other Boros. So I've got 4 Boro devices going right now.
Just do like a head-to-head face-off.
All of them with different bridges in them. All of them with different liquids in them. And yeah, dude. So I ended up doing like the really big stubby tank thing, the little RDTA sort of thing with the cables for wicking. Put some blast off in there. Gotta say, it's tasting pretty damn good.
So I want to put this into perspective for listeners.
I did have a little shed time beforehand, and I screwed up, and I accidentally put the tank together backwards because the fill port is on the back, but the airflow is on the front. So I got to vape through this whole fucking tank so I could take it apart and flip it around.
But I got to give the listeners a little bit of understanding. If you guys don't vape and aren't familiar with this, he said that it has cables for wicking. This is an old thing that used to be done a lot more in vaping, and it's still kind of being revisited from time to time, where actual metal cables were being used to draw liquid up to the actual coil that vaporized it. And it's so weird, but it works.
And works really well in this thing, surprisingly. Then I went and put the Pioneer Insider inside of the old Pulse 5.0 with some apple caramel cream custard from Chris in there. Is that AC3? Delicious. Did I say I put Bule Bolu in here too with the Taita X, which is so good, a little banana action. And then I actually went and did the old vape snail too. Put that in the old ravine. And this has got some Homeboy mango in it.
Of course. Gotta have mango in something.
One of them had to have mango.
All right, you gotta have the mango in something.
I think this was the last one I did, and I was like, you know what? Mango hasn't gone in something yet, so it's going in this. And I gotta say, it's tasting pretty damn good. And I've got 4 solid setups for the week. You know what I mean? It's like, which one do I want to walk out the door with for work this week? Okay, I'll grab this one, and I'll have these ones to enjoy when I get home, and then I'll take another one the next day. You know what I mean?
Simplicity at its best right there.
And then while I'm sitting here at the desk right now, like I've been going back and forth between the mango and the blast off, just getting my fruits on. And like, who knows? Tomorrow, I might just like want to do some bakery action and just do both pulse situations, get some Bule and some apple caramel cream custard. That was a total accident too. I just realized I did that. Both like bakery / custard flavors are in pulses, and both fruit flavors are in non-pulse devices.
Nice.
But dudes, I just want to show you guys one thing that I picked up this week at the dispensary, because I normally don't spend this much on a gram of concentrate. Okay. But it was the only one they had. And the name of it made me say, I need to try it, because it is called Lemon Heads number 4 from 710 Labs. And if you guys have ever heard about 710 Labs, you know their quality. You know what I mean? So they're also pricey. Yeah. But I figured, with this one, I hope I'm getting what I pay for.
And I'm betting you did.
And let me tell you, Mr. Typhon and Mr. Overdrip, this is some of the tastiest rosin I have ever dabbed, bro. It is lemony, like terps, just all up in my face. It is sweet, yet kind of tart. And dude, I love it. I love it. But it was also like a $60 or $70 gram.
Yeah. And what's like what's like the normal ones?
My normal, I usually get like 30, $40 grams.
So it was like twice. It was twice the price.
Yeah, with what I normally pay. Yeah, because I get really good. I get really good quality stuff for like, $30-$40 depending on the brand. Because Bear Labs, their stuff is not only quality, but it's also budget friendly. You know what I mean? It's not going to break the bank, but you also get some really solid, tasty, and potent concentrate. But this stuff, dude, not only that, but this jar is pretty cool, because not only the dope white jar, but check this out. It's got this like cool little tin cap that like seals it. You know what I mean? So then you gotta like
it's like a Pringles container almost.
Yeah.
Oh no,
it's got it just it's just press fit on there, to make sure it's all nice and sealed up. I think that's pretty slick. I like it.
No, that is sweet. Here's the thing, right? So I went to the dispensary yesterday, and I don't really even look at price that much. I mean, like sometimes I'll look at the price if I'm like, oh, that sounds good. And I'll be like, oh shit, it's only $6 a gram. Then I'll fucking grab like a few grams of it. You know what I mean? Even though I've never tried it. Because the one thing that I personally have to like keep in mind for myself when I'm shopping is that I'm sort of picky. So if like the high does not feel right, like I probably will struggle to use it. So if I pick up something and I just end up grabbing like a quarter because it's cheap, but it sounds good, and then it's not good, I'm like stuck with just, even though I didn't pay very much for the quarter, I just have like a bunch of weed that I'm not going to use. So that's like one big factor for me. Otherwise, that's why I really don't look at price. Like, I think that it'd be different though, James. Like, if I was you going and buying concentrates when I'm spending more money than like $6 to $10 on a gram.
Yeah,
that
it's
would make it
totally different because like you're spending like 3 to 4 times as much on a gram of concentrate than you would be on like your gram of fucking flour. You know what I mean? Because like you're paying average like anywhere from $20 to $80 depending on like what you're getting. And like me, I'm the same way you are, where it's like I don't like just to go in there and grab like a bunch of one thing.
Or like the cheapest of a bunch of things and just get a bunch of it without ever even fucking trying it.
Yeah, I'd rather go in there and like get like a couple different things and every time maybe grab one new thing. But recently I've kind of been going in blind and I've been winning and I've been losing, bro. I'm not gonna say I've won everyone.
Well, this is another thing too, man. Is like it's hard to fall in love with like a strain or like a couple strains because there's certain ones like, dude, I haven't been able to get GMO at my dispensary in fucking months, and like I'm so sad about it. But there'll be like other stuff that seemingly is around a lot. But I also kind of like just rotating stuff because I know that if I go to the indica cabinet like that, I'm getting some that I'm probably gonna like. And if I go to the hybrid, if I look at the cards that are like heavily indica hybrid, more often than not, it's like it's better than 50-50. It's probably like 75% of the time I'm like, I'd buy that again. But if I go anywhere to the left at the shop, nah.
I'll tell you this.
Nah.
James has talked about it. I had to get it because I know that it's serious, but the slap and tickle, bro.
Dude, it's
you
good
need
stuff,
the slap
bro.
and tickle in your life, Overdrip, because it's GMO and grape pie. That's its parents.
That sounds good.
Dude,
it's a funky,
fucking,
like sweet.
It's delicious. And this particular slap and tickle
forbidden fruit is good, dude.
That's a solid one.
It is good.
It's really good.
That's what I'm using right now. It's fucking
This
good.
one right here is an award-winning slap and tickle, boys. This one took home the Cultivator Cup this
that's
year.
a nice nugget, dude.
I like that.
And it is.
I gotta stop calling them nugs and just call them nuggets, like legit nuggets.
Nuggies.
It smells so beautiful. It's got all these little hints
frosty
of purple.
nuggies, bro.
Frosty nugs. So good.
Honestly, boys, I need to like get back on the flower train.
I mean, you should try 1 day a week. I mean, what's the harm in that?
Well, here's the thing. I need to just do it like during the week period. Because it's like there's no point in me getting
but putting
like
that hard line on yourself makes it more difficult.
Well, no, I'm not saying I need to go and do that like straight off the bat. Like, but like that would be like the ultimate goal. Is just like during the week, just cruise on some flour, and then on the weekend, throw down some globs. You know what I mean? I don't need to throw down like 3 or 4 globs every night. You know what I mean? Like,
dude, even like one. Like you're a good nighter, or you just like hit a dab?
Oh yeah, even that. But even then, like I don't even need to throw down as much as I do, because even if I just cut back like as much as I partake and per sitting, dude, you know how much I would save, bro? Like I'm gonna be honest to you guys out there, shedheads. Your boy's got a problem. And globbing is its name. And
your alter ego, Ben Globbing, comes out too much, man.
Yeah, dude. Like, fuck, dude. As a matter of fact, Friday before we did the green room, I was hanging out with old F and Delight, aka Ryan. Was it Ryan? Was it that Friday or was it the Friday before? I know
that's been like every Friday lately, so it's good.
No, but I think it was this specific Friday, dude. I threw down a fucking mean one. Oh, I was hanging out with Kevin K. Shout outs to Kevin K. That's who it was. And dude, it was, I don't know why I did it. I literally just scraped up and like the bottom of 2 jars. And you know how sometimes you can end up with a pretty decent dab just after 1. Well, multiply it by 2. And I was like, fuck it, it's on the tool. You know the rule.
Yeah.
It's on the tool. It goes in the fucking rig. It didn't need to all go on the rig, bro. Because I was fucking whacked before the show. Luckily, I ended up fucking pulling it together like for like the first 20 minutes. And then after that, I was good. But dude, I was in, you know.
Got a little taste of the gabagool.
Yeah, I was in a different part of the multiverse. Because I didn't realize it until afterward. I thought I took a mixture of watermelon kush and that pinata strain that I had. But no, it was that pinata strain and the rest of that Super J1 that I had.
Oh, no, which is a Jack Harrer fucking pheno.
Yeah, boy.
Oh,
Your boy was fucking out there, dude.
Oh,
Yeah.
And I think there was more of that once again than the other one. And this was fatter than the dab I took before last week's show. So,
see, I joke about it with people, but it's not entirely wrong. Concentrates are the like dabbing is the crack
fun,
of weed. It's the crack of weed.
Problem is like
it is what it is.
I just like to go for a ride, bro, and I just need to, you know, chill out the ride. I don't need to make it like fucking to the moon every fucking time. Like, let me just, you know, I can just cruise at, you know, like 10, 20,000 feet. You know what I mean? I don't need to reach a stratosphere, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Fucking Jeff Bezos in it over here. Blue Origin, here we come.
Yeah, exactly. I don't need to be on one of them fucking rockets.
Dude, speaking of rockets, I've been fucking with this Simrell all week, this Full Metal Jacket, and dude,
thoughts.
Opinions. Love this thing.
Have you combusted?
Never. I've never once combusted, bro. And I've used it both in the bong and straight. The fact that there's no turning is glorious. I just hold it on that spot. It clicks. I fucking
For those
rip
with dexterity issues, that could be clutch.
Dude. And the fact that, like, I'm going to be able to rip this 3-4 times in a row right now.
And you ordered that, or like you can pick that up
I
at
ordered
shops?
Okay. Yeah, $10 on Simrell's website.
$10.
What's shipping though?
$10.
About $10. Yeah, it cost me like $7 in shipping.
So at that point, it's worth checking his site out and seeing what else. Because dude, he'd have some dope stems, but a lot of them are kind of pricey.
Well,
think about it this way: if you got a couple setups, just grab a couple fucking jackets.
So another cool thing too is that there's a nice little kit they do that's a Full Metal Jacket, a captive cap, and the titanium tip.
Oh, that's how much? What's that go for? Like 80?
I don't even think it was that much. I don't remember offhand, but I don't even think it's that much. But yeah, there you go. I just took 3 good rips. That's a 4th one, and there's a little something there, but it's done. And when I take that cap off, it'll be just nice, dark brown. It's done. It's fully extracted.
Nice.
And as someone who loves to rip it through the bong, like there it is. It just
might have to check it out.
It is such a game changer. I love the fact that I'm using far less.
Have you put it on the keg yet?
I haven't, but I should. That could be a lot of fun.
So I just saw my keg in my drawer earlier today when I was looking for some tweezers and shit for my build stream, and I found my Dyna keg. And I wonder how nice it'd be in that, because it's just like straight from cap to fucking rig, pretty much.
That's where spent material right there. It's not combusted. It's just a really nice dark brown. I don't know if we can get enough light on it to see any better than that. No,
it looks pretty toasty.
But I trust if you're saying that's what color it is. Like, it's what color it is, bro. I trust you.
Maybe a tint of yellow, but
It's done. Yeah, like the faint hints of like the light yellowy brown, but
Yeah.
like you can see
Yeah, it's crispy.
like it's done. It's
Yeah,
fully
no, that's like
extracted.
definitely cash.
That's
worthy.
where I'd cash it.
Yeah, it's fully extracted,
But
but
other than
it
that, it
hasn't
kind of
combusted.
starts tasting more like tea leaves. You know,
And that's the thing I like about this is that with the kind of extraction you're getting out of it, you never have that problem.
dude. How's the flavor though when you off the first rip out of it? Is
Really
it like
good.
popping?
Really
Is
Dude,
it
good.
I'd be
like-
like really concerned
it's
that I was
not-
gonna combust it like every fucking time, bro.
It's not low temp flavor. If you want that, put it on a low temp cap. Because then you'll get the same experience, but it won't toast it as aggressively, right? Because the low temp cap is designed to snap earlier.
That honestly might be the way I might go.
I haven't even tried it yet, but I tried it in the 2020 tip for a little bit with my captive cap, and then I tried it on my titanium tip with the captive cap. And I find that in the 2020 cap, it's not as full of a extraction. It can go a little further. And that's what I like about the titanium tip. It really is like a perfect pair because it gives me just the right amount of heat at just the right level that, I mean, I can rip the bong 3 good rips and then it's done producing vapor. And in a few seconds to, 30 seconds later, maybe it'll click. It's done. I can take the cap off. I can dump it, reload it if I want. But dude, I'm loving it. Like I said, no spinning. I like that a lot. In the right applications, right? If you have a situation like Mike was showing us where you can have it sit vertically, then you can literally just aim right at the little logo with a nice like side fucking torch.
Dude, with that, I'll just leave it sitting in my fucking rig on the table and fucking heating it up. Like a
Right.
click go.
Right, and that's
You know
the
what I
thing.
mean?
And then it's
Even
like
then, you could even start almost kind of ripping in it, before it clicks, just to get a little extra flavor.
like it's
Oh, dude, that might be like the
amazing.
way you get the nice flavor. Take that quick little like early rip,
Yeah.
and then you just fucking after
Whoa.
she really clicks, that you just fucking.
So another
go
thing
for the
too, right?
gusto.
Here we go.
Yeah,
I took that same idea because sometimes I want to check it before it's fully cooled down, right? But depending on where you have it sit, right? So like I'm holding it by the fin. You can see the little like etching in there. If I slide this down a little bit, right? Now when I'm heating it, it's a super, super low point on the cap. It's like right at the bottom of the cap. So I'm getting a super heavy base load. But if I want to slide this up a little bit so that it's just, at the top, now when I'm hitting that mark, you can see some of the bottom of the cap right there. So you're just lower middle of the cap now, which again means that their heat transfer gets to the resistor faster and you'll get a slightly lower temperature and a slightly more flavorful hit. Personally, because I like the bass hit anyway, I've always been a bass drop kind of guy with doing my Dynavaps. It works well for me. I run it right about level. I try to get it so that the FMJ is completely flush with the bottom of the cap.
Sean, you know what you need to do with this, bro? Dynakeg. Lung. You know what I'm talking about? The old lung, bro. Think about the lung now, dude.
I do know what you mean. Oh shit.
Because before you just had a single cap cycle. Now
I have that whole
bro.
This experiment's about to happen. So the first thing,
I feel like this needs to happen because I need to see this happen because I feel like it's gonna be.
So the first experiment we're gonna do right now is just Dynakeg alone.
Yeah, we got to do. You got to take the steps, bro. We got to work our way there, just to But
so For our patrons, they can see here. This is it,
Single
man.
spot on the FMJ
Yep.
sleeve. There's a S on there. You just aim the torch at the S, wait till it clicks, and then you do your normal thing. And if you got it with the carb open, you can cover it up, carb it out as much as you want. Me, most of the time on my assassin
There's
stem,
the
I just
click.
close the carb.
Ooh. Straight
That's
to
a
face.
milky
That's really
one.
nice.
Nice milker. Nice little milker there.
Really nice on the bong. Oh, that's really heavy hitting.
Dude, I
Dude.
need to see this out of the lung, Sean.
All right, boys. Well, listen. You talk amongst yourselves.
Yes.
I'm gonna go get the fucking
I feel
bucket, and we're gonna
Chris,
find out how this works.
or the
I'll
yeah,
be
dude,
right back.
the bucket, the lung, whatever you want to call it, dude. I feel like this is going to be pretty intense, Chris, because this is like gravity bong, Dynavap type shit. But like, I feel like this is taking it to another level than what we've done before. You know what I mean?
He's going to where no.
we're going where
before.
we're going where no shed head has gone before right now, dude. One step for shed heads.
I will say that Sean is definitely a very solid candidate for trying this for the first time.
Oh yeah, dude. He's
Certainly.
definitely the dude for sure. He's the most qualified, I feel, at this point.
With the Dynavaps and like rowdy ass hits like that.
Well, with
I'd
at
say
least
for
just
sure.
at least with the FMJ alone, not only that, the bucket, you know what I mean? Or lung or whatever you want to call it. For those of you that don't know what we're talking about, it's literally like a almost like a what do they call them?
Well, so this thing is technically called the bucket, and it's it's a waterless gravity bong, basically.
I'm trying to think of what you would call it. What's the fucking accord? It almost looks like an accordion. It's an accordion, guys. So what you do is you put your bowl attachment normally on one side, and then as you extend the accordion, it fills up with smoke or vapor in this case, because we're going to use the Dynavap. And then when you get it full, you take your bowl piece out, put your mouth over where the bowl piece was, both piece. I got a Mike Tyson lisp there all of a sudden, and then you just collapse said bucket or accordion or lung, and then it goes into your lung. And happy high.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Some of the old school podheads, Senor Taco, I'm looking at you.
Yeah, good old Bill.
I'm thinking that you probably did something back in the day where you might have cut the top off of like a pop bottle.
Yeah. The
like
old
a
2
bread
liter
bag to it, and that way you could do the same thing where you would put the joint in it, and then exactly
into the thing, and then you pull it out, and then you fill it up, and then push the bag in. Yep,
exactly.
I've done one of them.
Exactly. All right, so it's about to be experiment time,
dude. I'm ready for this.
So I've got the FMJ loaded. Boom. We're gonna go ahead and hit it. So once again,
the anticipation's killing me right now.
I'm sitting right on the little S logo. Oh no.
I wish I was there so I could rip this with you. No, Torch died. Fail. Get the old refuel real quick.
Hey, listen, at the end of the day, this is
it's just going to be an extra milky one.
That's right.
Still a little preheat.
A little bit more.
Got a little
bit of a preheat, exactly. All right, so back to heating it. It's fun too, is like we know what happens when you heat copper. It gets real pretty every time you heat this thing.
That's true. Copper heated up looks pretty cool.
All right, it clicked.
All right, here we go. Bucket. Dropping the old bucket. Oh, look at that thing. It's dropping slow and steady, just like I like to see it. That's how you know it's working, ladies and gentlemen.
That's also how you know it's a nice seal.
Yeah. Say something, Sean, so they could see you.
This is so I completely forgot. So we're still in panel mode.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah,
perfect,
so they're seeing it. They're seeing it. So now I'm gonna take this off. I give it a little pull down. Whoa.
There wasn't as much vapor that came out, but something hit him hard.
I was just like, whoa.
That was fucking weird, man. So, like, I literally
I
looked
need to know what
down.
happened here.
I looked down and like I could see vapor in there, but you could tell it wasn't like super dense. But oh man, the second I hit that thing, the first thing that really surprised me was the intensity of the flavor. Like, it was super, super flavorful. And then as soon as I exhaled and got fresh air, my lungs were like, fuck you. It started to burn.
I wish I could try this right now. I want to so bad.
Holy crap. That hurt a little bit, but that was worth the experiment. That was totally worth the experiment.
I want to do this so bad right now, and I wish I had one of those.
Dude, I'll say this. The FMJ, because there's nothing going on between it, like it's already made this keg warm.
Oh, I bet.
That's now been 2 cycles I've run through it back to back. The keg's already gotten pretty warm. Which I don't find that to be a problem.
Man,
with
I need to take a dab because I feel like I need to catch up to your high right now.
I've been using the old assassin stem, so like that is obviously pretty beefy. So it's not transferring as much heat to me, and that's nice, given that I'm cooking this thing. It's so fucking good. So yeah, Dynavappers, if you haven't tried one, definitely worth giving it a go. I'm very happy with my purchase. I think I spent roughly $18 with shipping. So it was totally worth the investment to get this experience. I mean, I've got multiple Dynavap setups, so I can still have a classic setup and, slow roast if I want to.
All right.
And you can take
you
can take the sleeve off if you want to take it off and just use your cap traditionally as well. That is an option, but it's really nice to have.
Dude, I did also pick up some of this here banana mac. It's your little miracle alien cookies crossed with the banana OG, I'm guessing, or at least I'm hoping. Ooh wee, look at that, fellas.
Oh man.
Nice, sugary, terpy, saucy. I like it. I like what I see. Oh yeah, those are little sugar crystals mixed with the little sauciness in there. So this should be tasty. Oh, shout outs to Will Still Valley because he got himself a terp timer and is carrying him at the shop now.
Sick.
And he's been loving it, dude. When it comes to like the terp slurp application, dude, having one of these is actually clutch, dude. I'm not gonna lie. And I've actually dropped my temperature down significantly throughout testing, bro. To where I'm almost at like from where I was at like 6 something down to like 5.
Yes. Yes.
I don't have mine sitting like exactly as high away from it as you're supposed to. So like it also reads a little hotter than it's supposed to because it's a little closer. But that being said, cool is key. You know what I mean? Because worst case scenario, go back in for a little reheat.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing, right? Terpenes are volatile. They boil at very low temperatures. And when I say very low, I mean in like 200-300 range. So yeah, like if we dab at that like 500 range, then we're ensuring that we minimize combustion while getting full vaporization of all the cannabinoids and all the terpenes, and we get the best experience we can possibly get.
Hey, listen, Shedheads, if you guys out there do yours at a different temperature than I am doing mine and are having a better experience, let me know. I'm curious to know. I'd love to hear it.
I think it would be interesting too. I would love to
Because
hear.
Will does his at like 500. I do mine at like 520.
Like, I also wonder, like, because you guys are both using slurpers right now, right?
Well, he's got like a tornado, which is like a slurper, but it's got like a smaller center chamber. It's just more of a straight cylinder instead of like got the, you know what I mean?
Okay, yep.
He's got one of those, and then he's also got like a standard slurp as well. But he's also using a screw instead of the old Marlboro pill setup, I think.
So like
So that may be different.
all those factors make me start to wonder, like different configurations, different bangers, that sort of thing. I wonder if you guys change it depending on what you're using.
Oh, I do
So-
it depending on the concentrate too. Like if I do like a rosin, I go even cooler than I would normally go, just because lower temps are better with rosins. You know what I mean? You get all the terps.
King of flavor.
Cheers to that, fellas.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, I haven't. It's funny because since I took my my tolerance break, I have not hit a dab, and like I'm getting I'm getting so roasted using the Dynavap that it's like, dude, if I do a dab anytime, I'm gonna be like stupefied.
That was a large one right there. And even though I'm not coughing right now, I'm gonna tell you, my chest is on fire. But damn, was that tasty?
That's the thing, right? That's the thing I crave about rosin. It's the flavor. It's like
You get all
putting a
of 'em,
flavor, a
all the
dab of a
terp.
flavor of like of just any flavor concentrate for like over drips, mind on your tongue for a second. Just a little like, what's this concentrate like? Oh, that's
It's like having a vape liquid of your favorite strain.
like, oh hey. Like,
It's like, here we go, Chris. This is what it's like, bro. It's taking a nice series mech rip of your favorite strain. You know what I mean? Because it's nice and warm, but super dense and flavorful.
yeah, I like that. That's a good analogy for the
For
vape
any
listener.
vapors out there that mess with mechanical mods and know what series vaping is like, you know what I'm talking about.
I'm reminded of when you were kids, did you guys ever have the juice from concentrate? Like, did your parents ever buy the like frozen concentrate roll?
Yeah,
You had to,
dude,
like,
you fucking bust
mix
them
it with
open and eat
water.
them frozen.
Yeah,
No one else did that, just me.
well, that's the thing, right?
I know I saw people do it. I never did it though.
I think about if you remember how that tasted. That's a concentrate. That's the fruit
Yeah.
equivalent of rosin, basically. And never mind when you get into some of those shits like a good Roxon sauce, because like
because then,
then
you
you
get,
can get those,
the
like-
terpenes back infused back in it, and it's like extra saucy, extra
yeah,
terpy.
like when they do
'Cause,
like
dude,
a
sometimes what
super
I do is
heavy
I just take a
sauce.
dab of just the sauce.
Exactly. Yeah. Makes your toes tingle.
Or dude, you know what the best thing to do is, bro? Is when you can get the same strain, but you get like a diamond form, like a roll, like just straight diamonds, but then you get a strictly sauce version too. And then you put them together. And then you get fucking full sauce with full diamonds, and then bow.
2 grams for all the goodness of 7.
Yeah, dude, I mean, I used to do that all the time because Stizzy would do that a lot. They'd have like a fucking, or not Stizzy, fucking, I forgot what brand it was, but some brand that I used to grab a lot. They used to do that, and I'd be like, yeah, let me get this one and that one. And they were awesome.
That's when flavor chasers can get nuts, right?
Or you get
'Cause
the
you
same
could-
strain and flour that you do concentrate, and then you put them together while you're fucking rolling up a fat dude.
Or you make your own hybrids because you're like, I want this cherry gelato and I want this fucking
dude,
sunset
guaranteed.
sherbet and I want to mix it
Dude,
together.
I'll tell you this right now, Sean. Guaranteed, I'm taking a little bit of that lemon heads and mixing it with that sour papaya that I just picked up. Because that, bro, is going to be like the most delicious tropical fruit dab.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I'm probably gonna be smacked.
That was one of the things I liked about ganja berry. Those rosins they make is literally them taking two different strains of flower and mixing them together in the pressing process. And
Yeah,
so
I was
you're
gonna pick up another one, a 710. I just didn't want to break the bank this time around because I still had some left over from the last time I went. So I was like, you know what? I'll just grab a couple things and then I'll be set for at least the next 2 weeks because I'm trying not to go to the dispensary as often and trying to make my stash stretch a little bit longer.
it's yeah, it's a thing. Like that was one of the
It's
things
like
I
I just thought
realized.
about it too. I still have flour from when I was in Vegas last.
Mm.
So there's that.
Yeah. So in other weed news, Diddy's buying Cresco. Did you guys hear
Oh.
this news?
I had no idea.
Yeah. So P. Diddy is in the process of buying Cresco Cannabis. So there's going to be a time in the not so distant future that he is the owner of the second largest multi-state operator in the country.
Crazy, dude.
It's that's pretty
But
mind-blowing.
here's the thing. It's not necessarily crazy unbelievable to me.
I don't disagree with that either.
Because it seems like something Diddy would do.
Well, honestly,
Diddy do.
like that was good.
Oh shit, dude.
It's one of those things that, like, from a business perspective, like I can see him not wanting to attempt to own the number one, which is Cresco. Curaleaf, and go for Cresco, the number two, because with his business sense, he sees the ability to grow Cresco to a number one spot.
Well, here's the thing, dude. I don't know if I could say for sure, but from my experience, I've had really good experiences with a lot of Cresco products.
100%.
Don't know if I could say the same for Curaleaf products.
100%.
I've had the chance to try a few. I'm not saying they were horrible, but they weren't fantastic. You know?
So it's an interesting thing, right?
It just felt like they were just mid to me. You know what I mean? Compared to like Cresco, for even like the price point, it was still beyond what, they probably could have charged a little bit more for what they charged because it was good.
I would count Cresco as like a top tier mid to low tier good. You know what I mean?
They're never dropping the super fire, but they're dropping some good shit for
they're reliable, they're solid.
Like you could go and get a couple grams for the price you'd pay for like maybe one of some really good stuff, and you get just as high.
See, the interesting thing with Curaleaf is that they own a lot of different brands.
Yeah.
And so what I've kind of come to realize is that they've left the integrity alone on those other brands. So though, like, if you get that Curaleaf pre-roll, it's probably going to be nothing special. You're going to be like, I wouldn't buy it again, but it did its job.
Brand stuff's not the best though either.
But like Select's got some stuff that is solid, right? Like maybe you're not a fan of their carts and shit, and I'm not a fan of them. But
here's the thing, though.
But like
when it
edibles,
comes down to carts specifically, I can't really say anything because I'm a snob.
I don't touch them at all. They just give me headaches. I don't really like them.
I don't really like them unless I could find a good one, and I only use them when it's convenient.
Yeah,
you know
if I can find a rosin cart, which they come around from time to time, I'm into that.
Dude, if I could, when we were in Vegas, they were awesome because I could usually rip one while we're walking through the fucking casino.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? No big deal. Or, want to take a sneaky little toot before bed? fucking ghost out the cart. You know what I mean? And I don't have to worry about, busting the whole thing out or blowing a fat cloud. I could just take a couple ghost tokes on that and I'm good. But like if I'm sitting here at home, I'm not going to be using the cart, dude, because I got this rig. I've got my Dynavap. So you know what I mean? I can
100%.
do my thing. But
The thing I think that Select shines on, believe it or
is
not,
that flour good?
they don't do flour that very often.
Okay, I didn't know.
What I think they shine on actually is the edible category, because they've got some products that I think are actually worth having in the market.
And
Specifically,
this is all owned under, like, everything you guys have just been talking about. It's like a subsidiary of like
Cureleaf.
yeah, this
so
Select
he would
brand.
and essentially own all of these things.
No, this Cureleaf's the other company. He would own
sorry.
Cresco, which I thought is like a better, mid to, lower top shelf, product, at a decent price.
If you guys were to guess, like, I have no idea, obviously. Like, what kind of a sale was, like, any of the numbers?
I've seen the numbers. I don't remember immediately offhand.
Is it like over $100 million?
I think so. Yes.
Yeah, it's probably a big amount, I would assume, because it's a pretty large company, dude.
Yeah, like think of Tilray up your way. It's like on that level. So let's see. November 4th, an article from MJ Biz Daily says Sean Diddy Colmbs to buy Cresco Columbia Care marijuana assets for up to $185 million.
Okay, wow.
It's a nice chunk of cheddar.
Yeah.
Dude, if you built that up, I'm pretty sure that you're coming out pretty ahead.
I wonder if he was going to change it from Cresco to Ciroc.
Hey. Well, see, and that's the thing, though. Like Cresco, again, is one of those that has a huge line of other brands under their umbrella.
I'm sure, dude. There's a lot of companies that do that. It's like the whole Bear Labs stuff that I get. They've also got CES, which is like a sister company, which is also very solid. That's why I picked those two up a lot.
Dude, maybe P. Diddy is going to come out with like a P. Diddy line that's underneath Cresco that's actually like the fucking caviar. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to be like that real
the creme de la
shelf.
creme.
Yeah.
It's
like,
possible.
Maybe they'll actually put that out.
Dude,
right?
remember when caviar was a thing? Sean,
still is a thing.
I haven't seen it anywhere.
It's because we don't go to high-end places.
But like,
although talking about high-end places, I went to a place that looked high-end but totally was not today as well. I went to the Guy Fieri bar and restaurant.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't particularly like him. I don't know if I would have went to his establishment.
See,
for some reason he rubs me the wrong way. I just don't enjoy watching anything with him in it, really.
I actually enjoy the shit out of his antics myself, and he's actually a super charitable guy, which I think is really cool.
No, I'm sure he's a great dude. Like, and I'm sure that
I get it.
What it is, man.
I get it.
If I'm gonna watch a cooking show, I'll watch like Maddie Matheson.
I know. I still watch Maddie, and I love Maddie too. But like, I watch Jackson Bronson cook. I watch a bunch of different people in the cooking world. But like, something about Guy, there's like this weird endearing thing I enjoy about him. But like, I get you because you're not the only people I know.
The tips, bro.
That like can't stand him.
Like, that's all it is for me.
It's his look like, and just like his vibe, dude. There's just like something.
I'm just kidding.
Him.
I could take or leave Guy Fieri. He doesn't rub.
But at the end of the day, listen, the man can cook, and his recipes are actually worth the hype. The food was really fucking good. I ate this pulled pork sandwich that was ridiculous.
Oh, dude, you're making me hungry.
My wife got this like chicken bacon ranch sandwich. The chicken was amazing.
We were gonna go an episode without food, but
so like, dude, worth trying the food. It's not like he's hanging out there like, hey guys, let me sign an autograph. Welcome to Flavor Town.
Dude, if there's a bunch of fucking pictures of him there, I'd be like, yeah, I just can't do this. Like,
I mean, like,
if I know that I'm giving 1/10 of a penny to that man, like, I would feel fucking horrible.
Would you go to Salt Bay?
No.
Okay, thank God. I can't stand that guy either. And he has a place here in Boston. I'm like,
Dude,
Fuck that guy.
I've never been to a Wahlburgers, and I'd rather go to a Wahlburgers than those two.
I don't even want to go to a Wahlburgers, and I actually like the Wahlbergs. It's just the whole TV show thing. I won't go there because of the hype. I'll go to Kelly's roast beef instead. It's a local hype. It's different.
Dude, local hype, it definitely hits different. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
like honestly though, like there's a place out here called Tasty Burger. Like that's the joint. Like fuck a Wahlburger. I'm sorry, Mark.
Dude, you know where I've gone? That was actually a place that Guy Fieri just had on his show. It's actually like in like the downtown area of the city I grew up in. Apollo Burger. You guys ever see that episode? Where they do like crazy burgers and shit. Like they did one with like a Krispy Kreme donut and like
I think
this
so.
big ass fucking pastrami burger, bro. That's fucking. It's just ridiculous, but dude, solid. Ridiculous like size burgers and their fries are pretty damn good. Dude, the pastrami burger was fire.
Oh, you actually went there.
Oh,
Where
yeah.
was that at?
It's in downtown Victorville on Old 7th Street
Nice.
near my high school.
I never went anywhere where like he was. I was at multiple places. Or no, wait. I was at two different places. Yeah, that's multiple. Where Man versus
It's more than
Food went,
one.
like Adam Richmond.
Oh, I
dude, I've
love
been to the
Adam
bi-
Richmond.
Been to the
There's
Big
a place
Texan.
in Lewiston, New York, that they have like these haystack sandwiches, something like that. And dude, it's like steak that's like cooked slow, and then they like chop it up, basically like break it all up into like individual fucking strings. You know what I'm saying? And then they mix it with like whatever sauce, and then they put these like deep fried like almost like onion rings, but they're so thin that it's like not even really
Yeah,
like
like
onion.
Onion
straws.
string or straw.
Yeah, and do
yeah.
they cover it all with that? And there's cheese.
Dude,
And
I
you
want
can get one
one.
that's like 14 inches long, and it weighs like I don't
3
know, a pound
pounds.
and a half or something like that. And Man versus Food tried to eat two of them, I think. Yeah, my brown. I don't know. Either way, I went there. It was fucking delicious. I've actually been there like 3 times.
I
After
want
like
one.
the first time I went was after I saw him, and I was like, oh, that's like I'm going through Lewiston. I'm gonna fucking stop there. And so I stopped there, and it was good. So I went back. And then I went to a place in Pittsburgh too, but I can't remember what it was called.
Bananas?
No, it wasn't Permanis. I did go to Permanis last time when I was there for Labor Day.
Pretty good.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I might get another one this weekend, or not.
I'm probably
not
gonna
this
go
weekend,
again in
the
April
following
for
weekend.
sure. I'll make a drag Will out there like, dude, let's go to Permanis. But I'll make him take me to the good one so I can get those fries,
Yeah, we went downtown.
the street fries or whatever they're called.
Yeah, I got like fancy fries too. Yeah, it was good. It was good. Like, is it something that I'd be like, yo?
This is the thing,
that's
dude.
like one of
This
my
is what I've
last
come to the
10 meals of my
conclusion of,
life.
bro. Everybody in their place that they live are gonna have their thing. Okay. Doesn't mean everybody that comes there is going to love that, because they're gonna have the thing that they love from where they're from. So
For me, it's not even a from thing, but it's just like
no.
there's certain things that like I just really like more, and it's
yeah,
really good.
That's all I'm saying is like, and that's why it's like I feel like it's so hilarious when people get like so butthurt when people are just like, it was good, like it was good. It wasn't like fucking crazy, but it was good. Like there's nothing wrong with that.
Oh, I agree.
See, like Permanis is more should be more about the history, right? Like it has a.
I'm just down to go to places that people are
in its food history.
I just want to try different shit. You know what I mean?
Well, it's nice to like go places with people that are from there that are like hyping it up.
It's like you get to they get to show you the ways of the area, and the places that people go and like the stuff that they eat, because it's going to be different no matter where you go. You know what I mean?
100%, 100%. Just don't buy sushi
After a
from
while
a gas
living
station.
out here, I get tired of tacos and burgers, bro. I want something else.
Yeah, like another region's version of tacos and burgers.
Or a fucking different sandwich or something.
I'm sick of
Or
hoagies.
like
I want a grinder.
Yeah.
Shout out to The Simpsons. That's a great moment. Fuck, dude. Yeah, it's cool when you can find like interesting regional food. Because like then you get to experience this little like taste of a community or taste of a culture. And that's kind of special. But then I guess at that rate, you kind of have to be a little brave to go into the restaurant with the things that you're like, about this. Sometimes that's your reward. Get some nice, Indian food out of the deal or something.
I
Dude,
don't think I've ever had Indian food.
So good, man. Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I've never had like any curries or anything.
I got to try bang, which is a drink that they make with cannabis.
Ooh,
Yeah, and the easiest way for me to describe its taste is
green
if
tea.
if you could imagine a vanilla chai but spicy.
So
Oh.
like it's got some heat to it.
Yeah, like there's actually like chili powders and cayenne and stuff, as well as like the nutmegs and
All right.
cinnamons and all that shit in it.
Don't know if I'd necessarily be into it, but
So its history has to do with it's an offering to the goddess Shiva, and the heat is supposed to be like a blessing to her or something. It's supposed to help to like cleanse you of like negativity and shit like that for the new year, if I remember correctly. Somebody out there who knows better than me is probably feeling really offended by my really shitty explanation, but I am not a religious scholar. I'm just trying to go off of memory from learning about it when I first read about it after he told me. But I was blessed with a small jar to try, and holy crap, is it good? Because it's like it's almonds and like all these nuts and herbs and everything, and they're all ground up and mixed together with like a little bit of like I think it was milk and some other things. So like it had like this vanilla chai but spicy kind of thing going on, and it was
And what
infused
was
with
it
weed.
on?
What do you mean? It was a drink.
Oh, it was a drink. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so you just
Oh.
drink this thing and catch a little, a little fire in your wire, if you will.
a little looseness. A little
Yeah.
loosey in the goosey, you know?
Yeah. I actually just picked up a brownie mix too. This was
Dude,
gifted to me.
I've kind of been wanting to go on an edible
Brownies.
ride, bro, but I know I'd have to buy way too much and be expensive for me to do it. And I'd have to just make them myself.
Well, you got a bunch of old pucks of concentrate.
It's the thing. I actually fucking tossed my old ABV jar on accident.
I'm saying you got some old concentrates kicking around.
Well, I've got a lot of all my pucks are actually gone, but I do have concentrate.
That's an easy infusion right there.
Dude, put some of that rosin. Oh, I'd be lit.
Yes, sir. See, that's the cool thing about this brownie mix that I was gifted today. It's pre-infused. It's pre-infused.
Dude,
So all you gotta do is add. I think he said it was eggs and water.
hook it
and
up, bro.
Boom, you're gonna have 100 milligram tray of brownies.
You get some brownie mix, they'll never know.
Like I think that's brilliant because now you can make as big of a brownie piece as you
Allegedly.
want.
Right? Dude, I'd eat a whole fucking thing, dude, and just be fucking
Whole
whacked.
fucking tray of brownies.
And
James
be
just like,
whacked,
yo, I'm
dude.
fucking hungry.
Yo, you know what's G too is they give you the tray.
Where is this from your shop?
So this is a company called Old Pal.
I've
They're
heard of
available.
Old Pal.
Yeah, this product launches tomorrow. So by the time the listeners hear this episode, it's already going to be live nationwide anywhere Old Pal is sold. So
What? I should have waited to go to the dispensary till tomorrow.
yeah, my store was fortunate to be part of a pre-launch, so we got it a day early.
Man, I want some brownies, dude.
Yeah.
What's the milligram though on the fucking?
Well, in Massachusetts, it has to be capped at 100 milligrams.
That's per tray.
Yeah, for the whole package. It has
See,
to be.
I'd have to eat the whole fucking tray.
Well, that's the thing. You're also in California.
Laws are different there.
Your rules are
Well, no.
different.
I'm pretty sure it's around the same for edibles.
Dude, I can get fucking shit. I have a chocolate bar that's like I think it's 500. No, it might
Well,
be
you're also
1,000,
getting it from
something.
the reservation too.
Yeah, but it's like actually it's like packaged just like it would be at like a regular dispensary. It's made by like a national brand.
Maybe your laws are different, dude.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I
way
feel like
different.
you can definitely like buy a bunch. It's definitely not like how Sean talks about where it's like he has like drinks that are 5. Like I'm
Oh,
pretty
yeah,
sure
we
if there
got,
was
like-
drinks up here, they'd probably be like 50.
Yeah, ours are like 10.
Yeah, like we have a 5 milligram cap on a serving. So if you get a soda or a seltzer in a Massachusetts rec dispensary, it's
let me
5 whole
Google
milligrams.
this here question.
But like this is where like I was kind of going with that whole edible thing earlier with Select. They've actually got a line that is extended release, which I think is brilliant. So rather than everybody jumping on this quick onset, theirs is like, go ahead, wait your hour or so, but this shit's gonna
Yeah,
rock you
okay.
for 8+ hours.
It's the same here, Sean. It's 10 milligrams per serving, 100 milligrams per package.
At least you get 10 per serving. We get cut to 5. So like your Kana gummies out there, here in Massachusetts, they have to have a dividing line down the middle of the circle, and we have to tell you that it's 2 servings per gummy.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's the same exact product that James can buy.
All I meant to say though is like the cap was at 100 milligrams
Yeah,
per
yeah.
package.
And of course, like here's the thing, like, and some of our listeners who maybe go to dispensaries and buy edibles know
Well, here's
this.
the thing, dude. You just
There's
double
some
up
wiggle
on the
room.
fucking mix and you just put it in the package and then you get 200 milligram gummies, bro, or 200 milligram brownies that are thick.
Mm-hmm. Or you just know how to infuse, and you infuse something
Dude,
else into it.
and you put a little icing on them, maybe put a little peanut butter,
Maybe just put your own isolate, or you put your own distillate,
Dude,
or you put
do a
your
little fucking
own
drizzle
tincture.
or something on it.
Maybe you mix a tincture in it. Ooh, instead of
Ooh.
into your water. Yeah, extra infusions.
Extra, read out about it. That's good stuff.
Yeah, I guess maybe I should feel like just lucky
And,
or something because like I can get pretty wrecked off fucking edibles. Like if I eat
I
like
can't.
150 milligrams, like I'm fucking pretty wrecked. Like I'm not like so wrecked that you can't understand me, but like I'm probably
right.
the most relaxed and slow-minded of
Experiment.
any opportunities I have.
I'm gonna do an experiment next week. Instead of getting concentrates, I'm getting edibles at the dispensary, and I'm gonna eat.
Get a bit of
some.
both. Get a bit of both.
Well, no, because I think I'll be set still on concentrates.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're saying you did have some left over.
Fair.
So I'm going to get some edibles and try to eat some before the podcast.
That's not possible for you.
Yeah, it is because I'll go to the shop before the podcast and eat them on my way back.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair.
And by the time I
like
get
a
home,
nice hour, and then just rip like a little
and-
Dynavap
yeah,
even just to get it rolling a little
By-
bit.
by
you'll
the
be
time
like,
I get home,
"Ooh."
by the time I get home, we'll see where we're at. And throughout the show, it'll kick in more and more.
That's actually a very fair idea. So here's the question now. All right. Where do you want your starting dose to be?
This is the thing.
High. It sounds like he wants it to be high.
I feel like we're just gonna go in.
So eat a whole package,
We might just go in. Yeah.
take a whole package and see how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
I think that could be an interesting episode.
Yeah, I'm for it. I mean, I feel like I've been pretty wrecked on this show from doing. Like
I'm also
eating some of that
here's the thing
chocolate,
though. I'm gonna have to do this just for myself because I don't want to end up getting sick. I'm gonna end up eating a slight tad bit before I eat these edibles, where it doesn't.
Oh,
like,
dude, you
hit
should
me
definitely
crazy.
like stop and grab like a breakfast burrito from Sonic or something like that.
Dude, I haven't had a
Yeah.
breakfast burrito in fucking forever.
Dude, those Sonic ones are actually really good. From
You know what I
my
might even
memory.
do, bro?
Dude, or Jack
Is
in the
I might
Box.
even. Oh,
Jack in the
Jack and
Box
I
breakfast
might even
burritos
grab
are
a breakfast
fire.
burrito, bro, and a fucking croissant.
Yeah, and eat that on the way there, and then once you get to the place and you grab your shit, then just fucking eat it. So you get like, because you have a bit of a drive, right? It's like
it's like a
40
half
minute
hour.
drive. Yeah.
Half hour, 45 minutes.
So before you get on your main leg of your journey there, you just gotta like eat that grub and then go there and then have your edibles and drive home. And by the time you like get yourself a coffee or like sit down and just chill, you'll probably be like, all right, I think that I might be feeling something. And it'll be hilarity. I can't
It's
wait.
gonna be fun.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
it's a great idea too, because especially if you're eating gummies.
I'll eat it next week.
I don't know if I'm gonna get gummies. I might get a mixture. A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Chocolate's so good for some reason.
I might eat a mixture of things.
So a piece of advice that I would go for, just because I know you, I would look for live resin or RSO infused gummies.
I'm looking for the good goods, dude. I'm looking for the top.
Yeah, because you might as well get something that's got full spectrum going on. Fuck a distillate gummy.
Yeah, because dude, the cool thing about the Stizzy location I go to is they got a pretty good selection of things. And who knows? Dude, I also realized that I've got this bottle of THC syrup that's been in my refrigerator since I went to Steel Valley a long time ago. I don't even know if it's good anymore, to be honest. Maybe not.
You could be mixing that with your Sprite, son.
I also think I remember it tasting terrible, and that's probably why it's still in there.
Yeah, some of those things are really hit or miss. Like some of the
that's why lean was a thing that like they just put it straight in a bottle of Sprite because they're like, at least it makes it more palatable. But no, I agree with you. There are some edibles that are just terrible.
Yes. And you know what? Honestly, like even I've had better tasting. I wouldn't say. Okay, hold on. Let me reel this back a little bit. I've had very solid tasting and like good tasting, like homemade shit.
Dude, some of the best edibles I've had have been homemade.
Dude, some of the ones I've had homemade are fucking horrible, and then like some of the ones I've bought are like pretty good.
Okay,
and some of them are just like not good.
There are these ones that I used to get back in the 2012, 10, 11, 12-ish area, maybe 13, I don't know, somewhere around there. They were like, I forgot what they're called. Mystic brownies, that's what they were. And they're made by a local guy up here, but he supplied them to all like the medical dispensaries that were around. And dude, these things, bro, if you ate the whole thing, would fuck you up, dude. I mean, I ate like a half of one time, and I was fucking dumb high, dude, for like the entire night. And then, so anytime I wanted an edible, bro, those were the ones I wanted. And I wish I could find them, dude, because I would smack a whole one before a podcast, bro, just to see what would happen.
Dude, that sounds glorious.
It'd be fun, dude.
Glorious.
I'd probably be incoherent, but I feel like it'd be hilarious as well. Great content.
Dude, 100%. Like for those,
I'll do it for the content, baby.
For those who can get into the edibles and actually get something out of it at some level, man. Yeah,
that'd be a great clip it. Start running some shorts, bro.
Dude, there'd be some wild shit. Like there are some wild companies out there too. Like Camino, the Camino gummies have no business tasting as good as they do.
Do you have Kana out there?
Yeah, we were just saying, like here in Mass, they have to put a dividing line down them so that they can be 2 servings.
Have you tried them?
Yeah, like
thoughts on them?
So I'm not a fan of their texture. I don't like them that soft.
But potency.
Edibles doesn't do anything for me at all.
Yeah, you're like I'm the same. Similarly,
like I've eaten 50, 100 milligrams. I seem to get nothing out of them.
You're one of those guys that needs like 100, 200 milligrams, right?
I think I could eat 1,000 milligrams. Nothing's gonna happen. I think I just don't have the right body chemistry to make that conversion.
Dude, I actually was talking to somebody not that long ago, and like they seemed like really smart when it came to cannabis, and they were saying that there's like certain strains that you can like hunt down, and it can even be broken down into like strain specific blindness, basically. Like you're kind of blind to it. Um and you could find some strains that'll just like unlock that shit for you. Like that's what he was telling me, because I was he's like, oh yeah, he's like oh, I think it was like something like, oh yeah, you spent over $30, you get like a free fucking candy or whatever, and they're like 25 milligrams. And I was like, oh nice. And so I fucking just like ate it right there. He's like, oh, he's like, how far is your drive? I'm like, oh no, like my drive's like 20 minutes. I'm like, but like 25 milligrams isn't gonna like wreck me or anything like that. Like I'll feel it, I'll know that I ate it, but that's about it. And he was talking about it. He's like, yeah, he's like a friend of mine. He like can't really get high unless he eats a bunch. And he's like, and he started to do a bunch of research into it. And then he said something like along the lines of like there was certain strains that he'd found that actually he could eat them and get wrecked, like off more of a normal dose.
I could
Like,
probably,
so,
I could see that probably because it may be more heavy in certain cannabinoids or certain terpenes specific,
yeah, like something
you know.
in it breaks down better for him than other shit that he tried.
Dude.
Like,
Well,
and
so
he said that there was like a handful of ones that his friend had tried and like was strong about like how well they worked for him.
some of the science of how edibles work is that your body digests it, it goes to your liver enzymes convert the THC into what's known as 11-hydroxy THC, and that's actually the chemical that goes and binds to your brain. So without the proper liver enzymes at the right quantity, you're not going to make an efficient conversion. And so I think that in some cases, that's really the problem that most people are running into. Some of the people I talk to have been heavy drinkers in their lives and they don't get high from edibles. Well, the liver damage that they've probably done to themselves from heavy drinking is probably why, because they probably aren't producing enough of those enzymes in order to do it. The other interesting thing about this science is that some studies show that conversion can sometimes convert to a potency that's upwards of 7 times stronger. So if you can imagine that for every 1 milligram some people ingest, it feels like 7 milligrams. So 10 feels like 70. So that complicates matters even more.
Yeah.
So
that would like drastically reduce the amount that you had to like consume, though.
So that's the thing, is that because of the unpredictability of edibles, it's really weird. Now, your body chemistry fluctuates throughout the day. So at any given moment, you may or may not be producing enough of said enzymes in your liver to actually feel those effects. So there are some people who may be able to use edibles, say, in the evening and feel something, but not feel them in the early day because their body hasn't produced enough of those enzymes. Then there's other weird factors about edibles. One of my favorites is how much are you chewing? So this is one of the weird ones, right? But think about it like this. You're trying to extract the compound, the THC, the infusion, out of this edible product. And so if you chew the living shit out of it, liquefy it in your mouth before you swallow, your stomach acid is doing a lot less of that work. And so it's able to get into your system much quicker, allowing it for your body to process it more efficiently, you to absorb it more efficiently, and therefore you to actually get higher. Now, on
that's why chocolate works so good, because like most people, they don't just like eat chocolate and just fucking hammer it like 2-3 bites and then try to fucking just squeeze it down their throat.
So I'm glad you brought that up. So a reason that chocolate tends to work better than gummies is the fact that THC binds to fat. And so gummies are naturally a fat-free product, whereas there's fat in chocolate. So your body is going to, excuse me, your body is going to process a lot more of that cannabis through the fat that it's breaking down in the chocolate versus the infusion, typically a distillate or what have you, in a gummy situation. there's nothing for it to bind to. In which case, this is where that idea that you guys were talking about eating something of some substance before you take the gummies really does play a significant role. Because when you're eating things that are low in fat, because obviously gummies aren't the only option out there, right? There are lozenges and stuff out there that people like. There's even infused dried fruit, which I think is a cool one. But there needs to be something in your stomach for that THC to bind to. And so if you already have some fat content in there from having eaten prior, that's something for it to bind to. However, this adds to another complication. How full are you? If you've eaten a large meal and then you eat a gummy, you can expect this thing to take like 3 hours to kick in. Whereas if you're on a relatively empty stomach, it could be 45 minutes. So edibles are a weird, unique thing in cannabis. And it's very interesting that a lot of people think that it's the easiest way to step into cannabis. And actually, it's probably one of the weirder,
sketchiest, bro.
Yeah, it's one of the more nuanced ways to ingest cannabis because of all these strange factors.
The time release factor is a big thing because like a lot of people get impatient. You know what I mean? Because they don't realize that it may take up to like, an hour sometimes for you to really feel the effects. You know what I mean?
So
and they fucking jump right in and double up on the dose or triple up on the dose before it actually fucking kicks in. And then that's when they have a bad time.
Standard advice from, my perspective, in a sales, situation is that we normally tell a customer that it can take anywhere between 45 minutes and 3 hours. So like typically it's one of those, like if you take, if you're new to edibles and you take your, say 5 milligram dose, and after 3 or 4 hours you feel like you don't feel anything, we recommend waiting until the next day before you increase the dose. Just so that way we don't get any sketchy compound interest and you can be a fair judge of what's really going on in your body. But that's sometimes the sketchy part, right? Today, 10 milligrams is perfect. Tomorrow, maybe it's 15. The next day, maybe it's 7. So it's weird. There's all these factors you have to pay attention to, and sometimes I think it's just so much easier to load a Dynavap and take a few ripskis and veg out.
No, hold up. Like, I'm not even like a huge fan of edibles. Like, I'm not even coming at it from that angle, but I'm just going to say this. It did take me a bit of time to figure out what my dose was, even with the Dynavap. And not only that, it took me a bit of time to get to the point of like knowing that device, like, very well and getting it to the point of where I enjoyed it every time. And I knew how to get to the right level that I needed, right? So if I wanted to like dive in to edibles, yeah, there's going to be some fucking lessons to be learned at the beginning, but as long as you progress and you get to a point where you're comfortable with the like levels that you're at, like, I think that I would be willing to try that if I had the desire.
Oh, 100%.
I don't personally like have that desire. So I feel like I could probably tailor it in and like kind of have it kicking in when I want it to like the right peaks and whatever. But I'd have to like be willing to put in a bit of work. And I can't be upset that it takes a bit of work to get that dosage right. You know what I mean?
At the end of the day, my principal complaint about edibles is that there's a little element of planning that needs to be had. At the end of the
schedule or like a schedule,
right? Like you have to understand that this is going to take time before you feel it, etc., etc. And so like if you want to have it kick in at 7 o'clock, you probably should eat it at 5:30, 5:45.
Yeah, and like also watch what you've ate or like what you eat after or how much water you drank that day.
And so it's like I personally prefer the simplicity of just being able to hit it and be high in the next 5 to 10 minutes.
Oh, I'm right there with you.
Now,
I
that
feel
being
like
said,
some
we know
people,
I
like-
make edibles and like I have fun doing it sometimes, and I enjoy getting everybody rocked who eats that food. But I also like the experimentation of it, right? Like anybody can go to the dispensary and just buy, a pack of candy from the dispensary that they make. But I like to do the things like dinner. I want to make
Oh
the
yeah, like you want to
pasta
make it
dishes and-
interesting.
Yeah, I want to do the fun stuff and mess around and like push the boundaries for my own cooking more than the use of it as let's get stoned. I want to be like, hey, we're really good at making this meal. Now let's try doing it on weed. And with that sentiment, guys, I think this is a great place for us to wrap it up. So I'm going to go ahead and send it around the room like we always do. And Uncle Chris, you know what that means.
Okay, yeah. Well, thanks everybody for tuning in. Obviously, totally appreciate you guys. If you guys want to find out any more information about the Shedtime Podcast or anything that we do outside of it, go over to shedtimepodcast.com. Of course, if you guys like what you heard, or even if you just want to help us out and you don't like what you heard, that's cool too. You can check us out on Patreon, which the link is actually on the website. So I think that's like everything I'm going to plug. Oh, actually, that's not true. If you guys want to check me out on Tuesday nights, you can check me out on KVTV's YouTube channel for Mixing It Up, E-Liquid Mixing Show. And then you can check me and the boys on Friday night on the Green Room, Frame Shake and Vapors channel, same time, 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And yes, now I think that's everything for me. So everybody out there, hope you have a good week. Live your best life.
Hell yeah.
Frames.
And with that, shout outs to the boys as always. Good to hang out with you guys and have some good conversations. Just about, whatever comes up. You know what I mean? We had some food topics to end it out as always, which has got me sitting here putting in a DoorDash order for some food because I'm hungry and I don't want to go out and get it. So I'm just going to have someone bring it to me. But other than that, thank you guys for hanging out with us. We appreciate you. Stay tuned for, new build offs and Shedhead sessions and all kinds of cool stuff happening on Friday nights over on the Green Room on my YouTube channel. I've been doing some build sessions on Sundays, either before or after we record the podcast. So if you guys are interested in checking those out, those are happening periodically throughout the week. And then hopefully some reviews will be coming soon as well. Other than that, we'll be in the shed doing the same thing we always do. So I'm going to end it as I always do, sending out positive vibes, crisp high fives. And as always, a little dab will do ya. Sean.
Yes, that's right. A little dab will do you. And one last time, thank you to everybody for listening. We appreciate all you. Big shout out to the patrons. You guys are fucking amazing. Thank you for holding it down. You guys really do make this possible, and we appreciate each and every one of you. So with all of that, I'm gonna bring it to a close like I always do and say, don't let the bastards get you down. Be cool, don't be a dick, and whatever it is that you do, be sure to have some fun, because it's the Shedtime Podcast, and we're gonna roll on up and roll on out.
Dynavap. Looking to cut the cord on your dry herb vape? Dynavap. Trying to get the best taste from your herb? Dynavap. Ready to take your sesh to the next level? Then meet Dynavap, the best way to vape your flower or concentrate. Concentrates? That's right, your flower or hash can be vaped using Dynavap. Check out Dynavap.com to learn more. That's Dynavap.com. Lose the ash? Dynavap.
What's going on, Shedheads? It's your boy Frames Janklin. Are you looking to step up your match game or have a raw copper, brass, or stainless mod or RDA that you're absolutely tired of polishing? Then you need to go and hit up my man Ashton of Palmer's Powders. He does some absolutely amazing powder coating work. He offers many different colors and finishes at an absolutely killer price. This man is taking powder coating to a whole new level, and he can make your setup an absolute masterpiece. You can go follow him over on Instagram at Palmer's Powders, and you can go check out pricing on his website, palmerspowders.com. That's palmerspowders.com. And as always, let's just vape on, Shedheads.
I want you to think of your favorite rebuildable right now. Yeah, okay, so you have a layer cake in your hand, And now you're about. Oh, sorry, yeah, that's not everyone's favorite. That's just mine. So think of your favorite rebuildable atomizer. Think about how good of a vape it produces for you. Now take that and amplify it. And the way that you amplify that is you put in some Breezestone coils. Breezestone coils are handcrafted in Adelaide, Australia. They're made from some of the finest quality wire that you can get. I believe it's wire Buddha. You take those coils, you take them out of that phenomenal packaging that clearly shows how much care that Adam puts on the quality of his coils and the insurance that you get them in good shape. You put them in that favorite RDA, and guess what? You have coils that now sing better than Celine Dion. Go check out Breezestone coils. You can find them on localvape.com and also steelvalleyvapors.com. Solid.
Yeah. This is Mr. Announcer saying good night.